The hope would be that a new administration would begin to kind of understand where the American people are in terms of this distaste now for military intervention, learn the lessons of Iraq and Afghanistan and Libya, and really the list is growing steadily. I am Emira Woods. I am an associate fellow at the Institute for Policy Studies. My background is in political economy and government. I spent 11 years working on U.S. foreign policy. I come from Liberia and spent a lot of time working on issues of the global south, from women's rights to climate change to issues of peace and militarism. President Obama, on reflection of his tenure in office, that the biggest mistake was the U.S. military intervention in Libya. It was no surprise. It was quite clear from the start that the U.S. was leading NATO in an effort of foreign military intervention that would have disastrous consequences. What we see today, the political chaos that is Libya, the economic crisis in Libya, but also the massive flow of weapons into Libya, of private military contractors, of U.S. private intelligence officers that are really awash, not only in Libya, but in the entire region. In the wake of Iraq and Afghanistan, the U.S. people are fed up with war, fed up with military intervention, and have had enough. And yet that sentiment, that very real sentiment of people weighing the costs, both in treasure and in lives and in impact on civilians on the ground, people weighing those costs, that somehow does not change policy. So what you see, quite frankly, is a steady flow of one administration after the next, from Bush to Obama, continuing a policy of almost leading first with the military option, leading first with what really should be a last resort or no resort, right? But leading first with the military in foreign policy decision making. We are in the midst of an incredible political season where you see people really fed up with the status quo. On the right is quite frightening. Let's build walls and to change the status quo. That's one way. But I think on the left, what you have is a real revolution. The candidates are also being looked to on this question of their stance around militarism. What you see is one candidate on the Democratic side who is very much a hawk. As Secretary of State, really was spearheading what now President Obama has called his biggest mistake, which is Libya. I think we have to look at a progressive candidate on the Democratic side, Bernie Sanders, who is a candidate that is proposing a foreign policy that puts commitments to peace and development first, that puts issues of the climate and climate change first, that puts issues of people and people's needs in the global economy in terms of trade deals and the rest. So for more information, please go to the Institute for Policy Studies. The website is www.ips-dc.org.